heart transplant versus, you know, what, obviously, you know, slight different for us lungies. And then of course you can see all the holes on the bottom of my chest there are of course from all the drains, thank you, that were put in. And of course I've, you know, still got the peg, and you know, you can't quite make out the portacath from here, but never mind. So 3 weeks post, I had a rebirth party, which was lots of fun. And let's face it, well and truly was a rebirth, considering that I completely and utterly shut down on the table and, you know, had to rebuild and start from scratch again. So that was a lot. And so we move on to the slightly more gruesome part of things. This is, of course, my lungs. Well, okay, put it this way, the two at the top of the page are my left and right lungs, and the two at the bottom are actually, the one on the right is from a lady with emphysema, right? That's both of her lungs, and she had reasonably severe emphysema, and the ones on the bottom left are from another lady who had pretty much the worst kind of emphysema that they sort of see according to the pathologist. So if that doesn't put you off smoking, well, you know, I don't know what will. So yeah, there's just another view of it all, just to sort of show the...
Which ones are yours, Jonathan?
Mine are the ones at the top. So the left and right. So the one that's looking sort of quite sort of whitey, yellowish or whatever is the right one. And the reason it looks so much different from the left one is because, of course, as I said before, they had so much trouble trying to pull the right lung out, and literally had to scrape bits of it off the bottom of my chest. So that's why all that stuff there is actually exposed mucus that from inside my lungs. So all that stuff that I've spent all that years trying to cough up, that's what it looks like. And of course they're all sitting up there, so you can go have a look at it for real. And for that matter, pick them up and see how heavy they are too. I put them on the bathroom scales, and they actually have a combined weight of 3.4 kgs. Yep. But just remember, of course, I'm quite a tall guy, and of course I have quite a large cavity even for my height. Like, I mean, any time I had an X-ray done in the past.
It's enough one. Carry on, it's alright, Tom.
Yep, we'll carry on. Yeah, any time I had to have an X-ray done in the past, they had to do both I mean, initially they were telling me to do a wide chest film, but ultimately it became that actually they had to do it both ways, both a wide and an ordinary one, just to actually fit my entire chest into an ordinary X-ray so they could see the whole thing. And of course, both of these ladies that got these other lungs are obviously a lot smaller than me, so you know, thus the quite severe size difference. And of course, the fact that we see if your lungs hold the size, whereas with emphysema they of course shrivel up. And, yeah. So yeah, that's just a bit closer up. And we move on to the cross sections. So that they cut them all up and do biopsies and this, that, and the other thing on them. So of course all that yellow stuff is of course the mucus that, you know, should just be, you know, nice open holes, but of course isn't. And you know, just a few more views of the same thing pretty much. And a bit closer up, just seeing how much it sort of plugs up the old airways. So you're all feeling much the same thing, just different angles here. And again, this is just a better view of what extreme emphysema looks like. So I mean, unfortunately, because of the light, it's probably hard to see what like the tar and that, what it actually looks like. But I've got pictures floating around, and I've got all of this up on the web. So if anyone wants to go and look at it. I've got the details up for where all this is at the end anyway. And just another thing, this is Stu Watson. He's a mate of mine who's received a heart from, well actually it was a 17-year-old female. He corrected me on that just recently. So this is the before photo and this is the after photo. So just a difference to what a heart patient, and for that matter that he's holding there is actually his old heart. Right, now a heart isn't normally that size, just in case you're wondering, but he had, as you can see, a congenital heart defect called the transposition of the great arteries, which basically means that he was born with all his arteries around the wrong way. So at 8 days old he had to have an operation to basically try and correct that, and he's just generally had a lot of crap all his life since. So just a few pictures of what a human heart looks like, for that matter his heart, and some cross sections. Don't ask me to explain any of this because of course I have no idea, but I've just thrown all this in because I mean he's like me, he's quite happy for people to sort of see all this stuff, and I thought you guys would want something a little bit more possibly than just some lungs to prove it. So yeah, that's what the insides of a human heart looks like anyway. And there's some stats for you. This is the difference for me from this time last year to now. Just to sort of, I guess, sum things up, you could say. Yeah, I mean you can, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean there's no words for it really. I mean every day since that op has just been absolutely surreal. And thank you. Yeah, I mean over the years you guys have put up with a lot of crap from the unique nature of my health and the fact that I've been pretty much the only CFer at an adult level to sort of come in here, so it's been quite good that you've, you know, most of you have been happy for me to sort of crack the whip and show you how to do your job. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, all of this is up on different sites. So, and for that matter, a whole lot more stuff. I've got all my medical records since, you know, discharge summary from Transplant, all the little diaries I've been writing. I mean, pretty much if you wanted to do some sort of a study on a transplant, I mean, I think you'll find ample, and it's all there. And yeah, so yeah, I mean, any questions, you know, fire away, whether it's now or later or whatever. And but before I end, I'll just leave you with one final thought, and that's concerning what do you call it? Compliance. Now, of course, the word compliance is something that's thrown around quite a lot with medical conditions, especially mine, and especially when you're going into a transplant. And so I guess the thing I sort of thought of coming into this is, you know, while compliance is a fairly big thing, and of course quite possibly if I'd been more compliant at times, possibly I could have gone longer without needing the transplant, but at the same time a little bit of non-compliance actually helps keep this going. So, you know, on the other hand, you know, if I had been more compliant, would that have possibly screwed things up here and meant that ultimately